Today I am watching Peaky Blinders Season 1 Episode 3. Episode 2 we found out that Freddie came back. We also found out Ada is pregnant. Freddie proposed but then says he's going to stay in the city despite Tommy telling him to get out of town. We also saw Tommy and Billy meet for the first time, and Tommy and Sam Neill's character Campbell for the first time met. So yeah, I'm very curious as to what's going to happen in this episode. From the way they set it up in the last episode, it sounds like it's going to be them at the races. I don't know if that's how the episode will start or if that'll be the last 10 minutes. As we know, Tommy is now starting to fix horse races, and that seems to be Billy's turf. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you're ever curious about what gear I use or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Yeah, and that's so interesting how the bar has like this little side pocket where you can go and order instead of like coming around to the front of the bar. I'm curious if that was more like during Prohibition, so there's like a sneaky side door you could come into. But yeah, I don't know that I've seen that in like a modern bar, but it's cool.
Well, I believe what? Guns, Mr. Shelby.
Oh yeah, and she's listening in.
About the guns.
Ha! He knows where they are.
For who do you speak?
The people of Ireland. The Irish Republican Army.
For the facts?
For the facts.
Yeah, they want them for the IRA. Which is what he said he would do if Sam Neill's character didn't take the deal.
10 shillings. Buy something red.
Oh my.
She's handkerchief.
Whose handkerchief?
Billy's. Yeah, she's dressing up for Billy, not for Tommy. Okay, interesting. So it sounds like she's gonna go. Okay, yeah, and is obviously trying to find other ways to be involved and find out more about him. And these two are getting married. Okay, very exciting.
Like an angel.
I want this to be a happy moment, but I don't think it will be. Making me nervous.
My tactics come from my experiences in France. Most of my great lumps of men served in France too, sir.
Yeah.
I serve my country every day.
Yeah, they keep bringing up the fact that he didn't fight in France. I imagine, especially at this time, that would have been a very... If you didn't go, yeah, it would have been a very touchy subject, obviously, like... Oh, God.
Fancy me, dear.
Nope.
What are you?
Nope.
Your face serving at the garrison. Come here. I'm taking you in for interrogation.
What?
We have the Irish Free State.
What? Oh, God. He was just pretending to be drunk? Oh my gosh, and she shot him. And somebody saw. Oh. Oh, that's not how she wanted that to go, I don't think. Oh, God.
What bloody deal? What happened to family votes? What happened to meetings?
Yeah, he's like, I've been doing my own thing.
You get Freddie out of town, Paul. Or else I'll deal with him myself.
Okay, well, hopefully she can convince them to leave now that they're married at least. And yeah, oh man. Yeah, now what's gonna, like, she shot... I don't know how high ranking he was in the IRA, but he was obviously affiliated with them, so who knows what's going to happen to her now.
In the Navy said that she saw a young woman leaving the streets where the body was found.
Oh, shoot.
I call operatives. Operative, sir, right, sir.
See, he's fitting in well, clearly.
What the bloody hell is she doing here?
£200, Freddie.
Whoa. What would that be today? Comment below and let me know.
For us. For a honeymoon that goes on forever.
Yeah.
I booked you both tickets for the next boat from Liverpool to New York.
Oh, going to America.
You ladies at least let a man sleep on it.
I think you better decide fast. It's not even like get out of the city, it's like get out of the country and don't come back, basically. What, comment below, what museum is this that they're always meeting at? Is it an actual museum or actually in Birmingham?
I know that because of our family connections, you take my progress personally.
Is he like her uncle or something? Or yeah, they have family connections, so they're related somehow?
They're planning on showing up in numbers and robbing your bookies, running chalk and rafflers.
Is that true, or is he just setting them up to start putting doubts into the leads?
Together in groups of four.
Freddie's back to rallying the troops and giving these speeches.
Tommy, you best have a word with Arthur as well. What's wrong with bloody Arthur? He's got the Flanders Blues account.
Flanders Blues, is that like the unofficial term for guys who came home from World War I and had PTSD, or what we now know as PTSD?
Is it you, Peaky Blinders, who stole the guns and the BSI?
Yeah, nobody knows. He's keeping a lot of secrets.
And we were in France, he used to say, when I get back to England, I want to own my own pub.
He bought the pub for his brother?
You spend 2/3 of your life in pubs, just pour it instead of drinking it.
That's usually how it works, yeah.
Can't still drink it, darling.
Your pub, you do what you want.
Is he gonna keep Grace on though? And these guys? Yeah, and if they run that pub now, then they have even more control. And like you said, he can funnel the money through it.
You concerning me. My sister goes free.
Yeah, he's like, okay, if I turn in Freddie, they'll let my sister go. He obviously doesn't want his sister to go to jail, especially for 4 years. Freddie, just leave, just go.
No. Oh, Tommy.
Oh God, what is he doing? Freddie, come on. You're seriously like, come on, man. What are you thinking?
I have to find Freddie. Drink this first. No, I have to find them. I think they're going to kill each other.
Yes.
Who's going to kill who?
Well, and even Freddie said in that first episode, like, are you going to put a bullet in me?
Do you reckon we can still do it?
Yeah. Is he going to shoot him? Is this their little brother as well? Or is it somebody, is it like Arthur's kid or something? I'm not too sure. Yeah, is he really gonna kill like his childhood best friend and brother-in-law potentially? Like, oh my gosh. And like father of his, you know, niece or nephew. Yeah, and he keeps having these dreams from the war. And every other character we've seen so far is like exhibited like outside symptoms, like they're drinking or they're fighting, and then Tommy seems to only be having these dreams. But like to the normal world, he seems to be okay, but whether he actually is or not, who knows, right? Maybe he's just better at hiding it, I guess. Oh! Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's open.
Danny's back? Okay.
He said a lot, but the only bit I heard was that their high command think it's the Peaky Blinders who shot him.
Oh, no. That's not good.
The sun beats him. But mostly.
Yeah, that would have been horrible, obviously. And yeah, he says like he imagines that they're picking and like shoveling their way through the wall, and oh my gosh, that's the most like, Danny's obviously one of the few people who can relate to that experience because he was there. And you know, this is like sometimes he smokes whatever this stuff is himself, and that's the most we've seen Tommy open up about his dreams. Yeah, it's interesting, this kind of like side by side of the two of them getting ready, but her images are very like soft and warm, and then when we cut to Tommy's scenes, it's like very cool and dark, and yeah, it's an interesting comparison between the two of them. And a red hat and red shoes. Oh my, looking so stylish. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out.
Keep them out of it. Unless the gun is pulled on you, we want this done quietly.
Oh, was that, what? How old is that kid?
Trust only kin. Let's go.
Couldn't just be, yeah, day at the races, of course, not with the Shelbys. But Tommy won't be the actual one like getting his hands dirty. He's just there to show face, and then the rest of the family will be doing the beatings.
I always wondered, how do you fix a race?
How should I know?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not telling you any of my illegal activities. Yeah, it's in a different city, so the local police, I'm guessing, wouldn't know who the Shelby gang. And yeah, she's like, say that I don't speak English, and we'll sneak in the back door to get into this race so that nobody sees me. I was like, why is he dancing? Yeah, because so he can see Billy's table better. Okay. He always has a motive for every little action, so I was very curious as to why he would suddenly take up dancing.
How's business?
Oh God. Oh! Oh God. He just bashed his head into the sink. Oh no, not the hat fights again. Oh, gross. Just razored his ear off.
You're gonna need your ears to listen.
Oh.
A few cuts and bruises.
What's the girl lady say?
Just bags and bags of money. And he wants to make a big scene in front of Billy Kimber, obviously.
With the River 7, rising to 6 after 1 year if we are all satisfied with the service.
Okay.
So, Mr. Kimber.
Will he take this deal? She's just like, I don't want to look at you, I don't like you, I don't want to do this. Just showing off, obviously.
We are making progress.
And let me throw a small condition into the mix.
Don't say grace. Oh my God, come on, seriously?
Here's a place a couple of miles away. Some business to settle first with this accountant. You go on ahead with Kimber.
Just me and him?
Yeah, Wonder what that's about.
I'll throw in an extra £3 for your extra time.
That officially makes her a prostitute?
If you want to be part of my organisation, you have to make sacrifices.
He just included her in this deal with Billy.
We have a deal.
Yeah, now Billy gets 2 hours alone with Grace to do whatever he wants, basically. And he's like, oh, you can hang out with my wife or my girlfriend.
He said you could have me, didn't he?
Yes. That's how much he cares about you.
Oh look, I've dropped something. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Fucking barmaid. If I drop a glass on the floor, you pick it up. I want to watch you pick it up.
This guy's the worst. Is she gonna kill Billy?
Right, you listen, slack. I'm trying something.
Oh!
Yeah?
Oh my God, no!
Call it my better nature. She's a whore.
She was this close to shooting him.
Just go and wait in the car.
I could walk on my own.
Okay, so Tommy changed his mind, obviously, and just in time, it looks like. This will be an awkward car ride home. Yep, for sure. Hey, remember that time you traded me to a horrible, horrible man?
But then you changed your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you change your mind, Thomas?
I feel like he likes her a little bit. Like, maybe not, you know, anything serious, but I feel like he likes her a little bit. Okay, yeah, same director as before. So that was my first time watching Peaky Blinders Season 1, Episode 3. We did go to the races at the later part of the episode, and we did see Thomas and Billy have their interaction as we predicted. It wasn't the majority of the episode, it was pretty later on. We did see Freddie and Ada get married in this episode as well. Well, it was I imagine it was a pretty short and sweet ceremony, as nobody was really invited. It was obviously a secret wedding, and then Tommy and Freddie also had this very tense standoff where they're both pointing guns at each other. Honestly, I didn't know if they would both be leaving that situation. Ada was obviously very stressed and very frantic, and she's also pregnant, and it's just adding more stress to her life because her brother and her husband now are in this all-out battle basically. And yeah, I know Freddie wants to stay in the city because he's done a lot of work here and wants to continue his efforts to grow these worker strikes and to fight for this cause that he believes in, but he must be able to, I hope he can see at some point that I don't think Tommy is going to risk his sister over his friend. Like, he seems very family first. The police are saying, hey, if you don't turn in Freddie, we're gonna add Ada's name to this warrant for her arrest for, associating with communists, and that's 4 years in prison, which I feel like is not what Tommy wants for his sister, nor do I think that's what Ada wants. I did see Aunt Polly come over and was trying to bribe Freddie, and he was like, here's 200 pounds. Again, comment below. I don't know what that's worth in today's money, but I imagine a significant amount to start, and boat tickets to New York. She's like, here, you're set, just take this money, take these tickets, get out of town. And then we see Freddie go back to having those workers strikes and starting those conversations, and it's just, I feel like in his mind the cause is priority number one, and everything else falls below that, including his wife and the future of their children, the future of their family. And then it sounded like he genuinely does care about Ada, which I did feel like they cared about each other, but it's hard to tell because, again, he does seem very invested in the Shelby family and knowing what Tommy's doing and all that stuff. When him and Tommy are having that scuffle and he's like, hey, I've been in love with your sister since, we were much younger, and she feels the same way about me. And then he kind of questions Tommy, like, have you ever felt this way about somebody? Like, can you understand how I'm feeling and why, we're so connected this way? And yeah, it was interesting to see. And then we saw Tommy's having more of his nightmares from the war, and Danny also came back, and they shared their misery about this horrible experience that happened to them and how they're kind of dealing with it. We definitely saw Tommy struggling more in this episode, I feel like, with his post-war nightmares, situations, whatever he's got going on. And like I said, I feel like, Danny was having PTSD and it was very external, and, everybody could kind of tell there was something going on. And same with like Arthur they called it the Flanders Blues, I believe, where he was like drinking and depressed and sad. And I feel like Tommy's just a lot better at hiding that stuff. So it was interesting to see him kind of open up to Danny and be a little bit more vulnerable and be like, yeah, like, sometimes these nightmares last all night, and I'm worried, like, will the sun beat my nightmares, basically? Like, will they break down this wall? Because that's what we see in the dream, is these people come bursting through this wall, and of course it's the Russians, and they have this crazy hand-to-hand combat, and it just seems terrifying. And he's still obviously very haunted by that experience. And then I felt like there was a lot of like other kind of long shots of just him like with his head in his hands or drinking and smoking more, and just if he's not sleeping, he's obviously struggling with sleep, and that obviously affects your day-to-day life if you're not getting proper sleep. And yeah, this was the first episode that kind of, in my opinion, they kind of showed more of his struggles. We also saw Tommy bought the pub to give to Arthur as a way to, he's like, hey, you always wanted to own a pub, here you go, we're making enough money now. And obviously it works twofold, as with most things that Thomas does, as in now they have a way to funnel the money that they're making from the gang into this pub and to try and make it legal. And now Arthur also has something to do, since basically Thomas is now running the gang and Arthur's kind of just waiting off whatever his brother tells him, or whenever they have, you know, schemes coming up or whatever they're doing. It sounds like Arthur is going to keep Grace on as a barmaid, which I think she will be okay with, obviously. Even if she's not getting direct information from Thomas, at least she'll be around the Shelby family a little bit more and can kind of see some of their dynamics, and maybe Arthur will be more willing to talk than Thomas. And then we obviously also saw that last ending where Thomas offered Grace up as part of this deal with Billy, and it was so painful to watch. And yeah, I was just... Billy Kimber obviously is a major creep, and it sounds like now the Shelby gang is going to be security at the racehorses for the Kimber, and that'll be another source of income for them, obviously. And then they're providing jobs, not legal jobs, but they're providing jobs for these people. With all the worker strikes and stuff going on, Thomas is obviously taking advantage of that, and they're like, hey, these people are out of work and need money, so we'll hire them to be security for you. And they're kind of continuing this strife with the Lee family with that scene in the bathroom. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen there. But yeah, and then luckily Grace was able to get out of that horrible situation. Tommy changed his mind and comes in and rescues her. Honestly, I thought Grace was gonna shoot Billy because he was obviously way out of line and acting like a total scumbag and very inappropriate, and she was reaching for her gun, and then that's the exact second Tommy comes in. I don't know how the story would have gone if she would have shot Billy. Like, that seems like obviously a huge turning point for the plot. We did see her accidentally shoot this IRA member. She was following him down this alley, and now the IRA thinks that was the Peaky Blinders who shot this guy instead of Grace, and Thomas doesn't know that it was Grace that shot him, but the police officer Campbell knows that it was Grace that shot him. Even if it was an accident, obviously still happened, and it looks like somebody else from the window saw, or at least they know a woman was seen leaving the scene of the crime. They may not be able to know her name, obviously, but they at least saw somebody fitting her description walking away after this man was shot. I feel like the last thing Thomas Shelby wants is to start a war with the IRA, considering he was going to sell guns to them if the police deal didn't go through. So yeah, if the next episode is this IRA guy is coming to town and is going to try and find out what happened, whether they believe that Thomas didn't have anything to do with it or not. Obviously, I don't think Grace is going to come forward and admit to doing this, so will she let the Shelby gang take the fall and see what happens there? But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like I said, the production value has been great. I noticed the same director from the previous few episodes, so that's awesome. I'm excited to see that, just continuing this story and to keep this story going. We're halfway through the first season, which is crazy for being 3 episodes in. Danny was back in this episode, but we still don't really know what his mission is. He just kind of showed up at Thomas's door, and they had a quick little chat, and he left that note saying, I'm off to go do my duty, basically. Like, he's still acting like a soldier and taking orders from Thomas. So yeah, I feel like that'll be a season finale kind of thing, and he'll come back again and find out what's going on. I'm very anxious about what's going to happen with Freddie and Ada in the next episode, because clearly Thomas is not happy with the situation, and Freddie doesn't seem to be willing to budge, and yeah, it's just making me very nervous. Overall, I thought it was a good episode. We saw some good development, and the story is continuing on at a good pace. But thank you so much for sharing this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Yeah, they keep bringing up the fact that he didn't fight in France. I don't know how high ranking he was in the IRA museum is this that they're always meeting at. Flanders Blues. He bought the pub for his brother. He obviously doesn't want his sister to go to jail. That's why he would suddenly take up dancing. Oh, gross! Just razored his ear off.